Time to get started. We launching a game studio. Alright, so what should our first game be? Too boring. That out of here. That's the one. That's the one.
I decided to make a multiplayer game as my first commercial game for Steam. And it went as well as you could have expected it to go. But first and foremost, before we get into it, just gonna introduce myself real quick. First video, I'm Daniel. I'm gonna be the face of Jeroni Games. Just your friendly neighborhood game developer. So yeah, first thing I did was take a look at my brain. In other words, just my magical hat of ideas. And I found the one and only. This one. Pretty much all this is, think like Stick Fight the game had a kid with Smash Bros. With a little bit of sprinkle of this ancient mini game from one of the Super Mario DS games. It was like you and a friend would fight to like collect stars. Yep, next step, open Unity. And it was about right here when I realized I have no idea what I'm doing. So what's the play? Unity Asset Store to the rescue. And then I found this. I know, how dare I use an asset? But hear me out, wait a minute. This asset was perfect. It had all the systems, or most of them, already built in, and the multiplayer was already figured out for me. What else could I ask for? Well, we'll get to that. Alright, so we back in Unity, we got the asset, all we gotta do is import it in, we ready to go. Now, from every single Danny video which I've watched, the first step to a phenomenal game is always, without a doubt, bean. And yeah, that's pretty much how the game got its art style, its name, the whole thing. Bean. Honestly, the first few weeks of development were pretty smooth. It was just mostly adding in the art, make sure everything looked nice and pretty. We also added in some items just to give the game a little bit more flair, a little bit of spice. So, for the items, first up, we got the classic magnet. Pretty much all this does, attracts the close stars to you. Next up, we got the propeller hat, which just makes you fall slow, of course. And last but not least, we got Mom's angry phone call. Now, you ever just been like chilling, you know, scrolling on reels, watching some YouTube in bed, and Mom calls you, asking if you thawed out the chicken? Oh yeah, you better get running. So yeah, it's pretty much a speed boost. And we also added these shields, which are pretty much like the Smash Bros. Shield. You have the normal shield, which is 100 HP, same as your character, and goes down over time. And then you have the heavy shield, which is 200 HP and makes you move a little bit slower. We also added this little mirror that pretty much is a parry move and just sends bullets right back where they came from. The movement was the most interesting thing to balance because it had to feel good. At first, it was slow as fuck, so we made it fast. That's better. We also added a triple jump and a dashing mechanic with a stamina bar, which is Chili's because the dash is supposed to be a fart, but I forgot to add the fart sprite when you dash. I know, hilarious. As far as the maps go, I took a lot of inspiration from Smash Bros. And we ended up with 15 maps for launch. So for this game, I ended up working with a friend, and he took care of implementing the star system. And that was a nightmare. First, we tried adding a star system similar to Mario Bros, where you have the star bouncing around all over the place with like collisions and whatnot. Yeah, that did not work. Honestly, the star just wouldn't spawn in the right place, the collisions were all fucked up, and we just couldn't get it to work. So we switched up the strategy and pretty much turned it into the Smash Ball from Smash Bros. Just kind of floating around all over the place. And that seemed to work fine. Until we tested the multiplayer.
And then we had to do it. We had to implement multiplayer. And you guys don't understand how much I love multiplayer. And you gotta realize, we were ready to ship. Like, in the editor, playing with the AI, the game looked so good. And then we had to make a build. So, I'm not really sure what happened. But going off what I kind of know about multiplayer and peer-to-peer, this is what I think happened. I'm gonna try to explain it with the whiteboard. Bear with me.
I'm gonna be so honest. I was watching that, editing the video, and that shit was more boring than a calculus lecture with a Polish teacher. If you know, you know. So, long story short, host was trying to predict where the client was. Client was not there. Client lag. That was pretty much it. Same thing happened with the stars.
Back to the player movement. How did we fix it? ChatGPT came in with the clutch. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what ChatGPT did. I don't even know if ChatGPT remembers what ChatGPT did. But Chat is the GOAT. Saved the day. Don't ask me how. Again, no idea. But it fucking worked. And folks, that's pretty much what game development is. Or at least that's been my experience. If you have a gaping hole that is making your ship sink, slap it with a band-aid. That's pretty much all you gotta do. Perfect. Game works. Beautiful. We're ready to ship. Ready to go? Save Unity. Make a build. Go to sleep. It's way too late.
I'm gonna be so honest, I have no idea what happened, so don't even ask me how, don't even ask me why, but today, when we opened the game, the character system's practically not there. Just exploded, it's gone, it's not working at all. So what are we gonna do? And yeah, after that quick rescue mission from Mr. ChatGPT, we got everything working. Everything looks good, all the systems are there, and there's no bugs, for the most part. Now, after that, I just did some quality of life stuff so you can join your friends easier, and added some flair and better looking stuff to the UI, so it's not just plain, which kind of backfired a little bit since the stuff looks great in the Unity editor, but when you make the build, some of the stuff's just in the wrong place. Gotta love Unity. But we're done, it works. And by the way, we do have a fully working single player mode with AI. They're not that smart, but they work. So, if you don't have any friends, or you have friends that never ever buy the games you recommend, even though whenever you recommend any games, all of them really seem to like them and play a bunch of hours, but they still don't trust your game picks, you got something to play.
So, moral of the story, just don't make a multiplayer game. Don't fucking listen to that clown. Do whatever you want to do. Go make the game you want to make. That's the best game you're gonna make. The one you want to make. Go do it right now. Lock in.
And yeah, that's Bean. We're finally done. It was a little bit over a month of development, which I know, pretty quick for a first game and multiplayer. But yeah, the asset helped, and I did have another person helping me out, so that did help. Now, you can go buy it on Steam right now, and I would appreciate feedback, ideas for future updates. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I should be back here soon.